Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the living God who is one, the authority and rider that moves all things in place, the perpetual, all in motion, the eternal, the self-existing, the one, the all, the awe, and the almighty. All you can see and all you cannot see, give praise and glory to him, the Spirit of Truth. You know, I was in a channel the other day, The Atheist Experience, and you can really tell when you talk to people about things that they don't understand or what scares them. Okay, what people need to understand is that the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the living God, has a chosen children. Okay, there is a pecking order, and that the God that created man and woman in Genesis chapter 7 chapter 2 verse 7, and then Eve came later in chapter 21 and 22. So you have a creation story, two creation stories going, one on the sixth day and then another human that was created later. Those that are created on the sixth day of creation are not human. You must understand, Israel, that those are the other gods that the Supreme Spirit said that you shall not go after. You shall not hang out in the towns of the Samaritans. And this is the God that the Gentile don't understand. They're saying about your God, Yahweh, that he's evil and that and that Jesus has come to save us from Yahweh, the evil Father, as his Father in heaven is not the same as this lower dimensional God that lived in a flesh suit. So I need people to understand that there's one God for Israel. Hear, O children of Israel, the Lord our God is one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. So Israel's God is one. And this is the one, not I don't like to use the Lord, because the Lord's definition is Yahweh, and 15:3 of Exodus tells us that Yahweh's a man. So I don't worship anything that is a man. So it's saying that the Lord our God in this parable here is Elohim. And I need to let people understand these things. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4, Bible Hub. See, you have the Lord, which is the proper name of God of Israel. Those Israelites call him Yahweh, right here to the left, Yahweh. And then those in the province of Jerusalem today, they call him Jehovah, right here. So Jehovah and Jehovah. Why do we have two separate names? If we're all one human race, then why are there two different names for Yahweh, or for the Lord here? There shouldn't be two. There should be only one, because there's two names, because there's two nations, two different nations. One nation, or many nations, the United Nations, were all created on the sixth day of creation. And then another was created and formed from the dust of the earth. The Lord our God, this God here, Elohim, or Elohinu. There you go. And I just saw this, and I've pointed out several other L's. Everything has to do with L, folks. L is for the elite. It's for the elected, the elevated, the electricity. The god L is Zeus, because Zeus is the one that's depicted always holding a lightning bolt. And it was Zeus who was thrown down like lightning. because this plane of existence is the electrification of the materialized world. Okay, so the Lord Elohenu is plural also of Eloah. All of these gods here seem to be plural of Eloah. I guess the way that this would be reading then is that Eloah would be the name of the supreme God, because these gods here are all of Eloah. But I refuse to call the supreme God by any name at all, because we've been given a memory wipe, and that's all there is to it. I just know the spirit of truth today. So the Lord, our God, the Lord is one. The Lord again is one. Okay? When all these blessings and curses I have set before you come on you, and you have take them, and you take them to heart wherever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations. Question. Let me finish it out and read it, and then I'll ask it. And when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command ye this day, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you. So, look, you have one spirit that's telling you he doesn't care about any material wealth. Okay, so first off, material wealth is fortunes. Okay, and nothing on this plane of existence to me means anything. Okay, no gold, no emeralds, no diamonds. Money doesn't mean anything. It's only a means to survive. That is the spirit. Okay, so when you're talking about fortunes, God's going to give you fortunes. You're talking about something, a God that fortunes means something to. I don't believe that there are fortunes in the supreme spirit's realm. It's a spirit realm. That stuff doesn't matter to him. That's material. And it says here that whenever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations, the question to ask you here is, why is God dispersing you among the nations, Israel? All of the nations. Who are all the nations? They're right here, images of the United Nations. Okay, these are the United Nations right here. These are all the nations that you have been dispersed to around the world. Israel, the United Nations, is now a United Nations ministry. So all of these flags that are flying have come to a one world order. What is the one world order? It's the LBGTQ&A. It's all these gays coming out of the closet. It's these people that are doing this. Here's your drag march. Okay? No way am I in support of any of this. Okay? To me, this is an abomination, and it should show you their colors. I mean, look at these people. Completely lost. Dude's got blood all over him. Queers dancing in the street. Men hugging men. Marching through the streets dressed like idiots. Fruitcakes. If you can't see that as a mental disease, seriously, are you kidding me? And then this. This woman here with little tassels over her breast. People, if you can't see that this is the New World Order, then you're insane. This is why it's telling you here that the United Nations ministries, why you want to, they've shoved gay down our throat so much. You guys remember this movie Gladiator here? This is the ending scene after he kills the prince. What's he do? So, sorry guys. So after he kills the guard, all of the other Empire guards, they come out and they surround him. So here he is stumbling around, getting ready to go to the afterlife, meet his wife.
Free my men. Senator Gracchus is to be reinstated.
Senator Gracchus is to be reinstated. Well, in case you don't know, Senator Gracchus is this guy here who played Senator Gracchus. Well, also Senator Gracchus in this movie, he's gay. He liked little boys. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is this system now, man. The LGBTQ is out and they're singing it in the streets that they're coming for your children. Do you realize? And then if somebody like me speaks out against it, then it's called hate speech. Well, yeah, I hate hearing queers marching through the streets telling you that they're coming for your children. I mean, I would think that you'd be offended by it as well. Okay. And when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes. Even if you have been banished to the most distant land under the heavens, from the Lord your God will gather you and bring you back. He will bring you to the land that belongs to your ancestors, and you will take possession of it. He will make you more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the heart of your descendants, so that you may love him with all your heart and with all your soul and live. So, folks, you know, if you give a little attitude here and you're thinking, you know what, okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt for an atheist who doesn't believe in God or believes that there's no proof of God's existence. I can't understand that philosophy when we are intelligent design and everybody wants to argue the fact that we come from a big bang. It's ridiculous, okay? You could set off 1 billion trillion nuclear bombs. You could set off 100 of them. You could add 1,000 of them, 10,000 of them, set them off bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. You are never going to put together a 747 on a runway ready to take flight with human beings in it. You understand? The whole evolution that takes place that they speak of in the Bible is right here. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 Bible Hub. It's these people here that are created on the 6th day of creation. These are beasts. These are demons. They're devils that are created on the 6th day of creation. It's a man. It's a God that created an image of a man in his image. This man is a him, is properly self. Properly self is individual. He created one individual, both a male and a female. He created them. And he blessed them. Okay? So that's the difference. So we don't know how long the beginning is. You know, seriously, I say that the Gentile have probably been here for literally hundreds of millions of years. Falling away, partying, having a good time, rebelling, having no problem with God. There was no problem between those angels at that time on this plane of existence and God until what? Until the Lord made a second man. And then once the Lord made the second man, Adam, there's 2 Adams. The first man, Adam, was jealous of the second man, Adam. Why? Because duality exists, good and evil, a mirror image of yourself, a mirror image of God, the duality of God. God supreme is of light, and the God of this plane of existence, which was given power, is a two-faced God. You will again obey the Lord and follow all his commands I am giving you today. You see, he's giving these commands to Israel. These laws and these commands that are being given were not given to the Gentile nations. The Bible, once a beautiful manuscript, has been changed. Then the Lord your God will make you most prosperous in all the work of your hands and in the fruits of your womb, the young of your livestock and the crops of your land. The Lord will again delight in you and make you prosperous, just as he delighted in your ancestors. If you obey the Lord your God, Yahweh, your God, a man approved by God, Yahweh, who's a man, I don't know, that's questionable. Your God, Elohim, or this could be another one, a different one. Let's see. That's Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 10, Bible Hub. So this God here again is Eloheka. So that's Elohinu, Eloheka, Elohim, Eloah, El Shaddai, El Elyon. What is it with the L's, man? All of the angels, Michael, San Raphael, Uriel. What's with the L, folks? Because it's the God of electricity. El is the God of electricity. This plane of existence is made up from the electrification of the materialized world. Okay. The Lord will again delight. Okay, if you obey the Lord your God and keep his commandments and decrees that are written in this book of the law, and turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. That just didn't sound right. If you obey the Lord your God and keep his commandments and decrees that are written in the book of the law, and turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, it's like there should have been something written there. Then I will guide you along the way. It just sounds short on this sentence here. Something should have been there. The offering of life and death. Why is there life and death on this plane of existence? Because we are eternal beings. If God is the ocean, then we are drops in the ocean, an infinite piece of the infinite, making us infinite beings as well. So consider that as a metaphor, that if God is the ocean, then we're a drop of the ocean, and we are all with the fabric of good and evil. Okay, we're two-faced gods. When Jesus says here, look, is it not written in your law that I've said you're gods? Right here, Jesus replied, it's not written in your law, I've said you are gods. Gods here is theos, a deity, especially the supreme divinity. When you look at the word divinity, you have divi, which is in Latin, is to divide. So this supreme divinity is the supreme divinity of this plane of existence. It is figuratively a magistrate by Hebrewism, and a magistrate has the word magi in it. And this guy, created in an image, has the word mage in it. So you have a mage, a magic man. So atheists are laughing at you, saying, oh, you're worshiping your little sky daddy God and everything. Well, that's what Jesus is. He's a little sky god. He's a lower dimensional God on this plane of existence. Now, I understand for Israel, as well as myself, that sometimes it's difficult to grasp the concept that the Spirit gave power to Satan and the Spirit gave power to Jesus for a time. All right? And both Satan and Jesus will be yielding the power back to the one supreme God when he calls for that time. So you are eternal beings of the infinite, and for us that are captured in these life body suits, these avatars, these shells with souls in them, our souls have been trapped inside of the flesh suit. The only way that you can be healed from the sin, the dirt of this world, is a contrite heart, true repentance, and asking for the Spirit of truth to be on you. The Spirit of truth is the Spirit of life, okay? The spirit of lies is the spirit of death. And life is nothing, when you rearrange the words on the word life, is nothing more than a file. So with each life we go through, if reincarnation exists, then our memories are compressed. Our life memories are compressed on a file. And then it's placed in what would be like the cloud. All your information goes on a cloud. So when it says that Jesus is coming down on a cloud, we're talking about technology. When Jesus heals the blind and he heals the lame and he raises the dead, this is all through technology. They're drilling holes in children's heads. They're putting adapters in there. They're making the deaf hear today. They're right around from the corner of making the blind see. They're doing this with what? Technology. This is how Satan's working, man. It's so right in your face, folks. Now, what I am commanding you today is not too difficult for you or beyond your reach. It is not up in heaven so that you have to ask who will ascend into heaven to get it and proclaim it to us so we may obey it. Nor is it beyond the sea so that you have to ask who will cross the sea to get it and proclaim it to us so that we may obey it. No, the word is very near you. It is in your mouth and it is in your heart, so you may obey it. Listen to what that just said. Okay, it is in your mouth, okay, and in your heart. It's in your heart. The laws and the commandments are on the tablets of your mind, which are your left and right hemisphere. And you carry that knowledge on your heart. Your heart is the heartstrings. This is what this plane of existence plays on. They play on your heartstrings. Send us money for the little puppy that's starving to death. Well, if you rotten bastards didn't make this world such a hideous place, wouldn't have to be asking people for money for the animals now, would we? No. This place is a disaster because of mankind. Okay, mankind created on the sixth day of creation is 666. When you add the total sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66. See, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. So God set place, and this is what the Gentile hate. What an evil God. What a terrible God that Israel has here. They hate your God, Israel, because when your God turns it back over to you, you're going to have the power, and you're going to be required of your God the same thing that the Gentile had done to you. See, people don't understand the concept of it when God says striking children, the Israel God, okay? Not the God that the 33 million gods of the Gentile worship, but the one, the Lord, the God that is one God for the Israelites. That God tells you he's one, and that God is the one that the Gentiles fear. Now, is the Israelite God's name YAHWEH, or Yahweh? I don't know. That's three different names, and it's always confusing to me that if the nation of Israel are one people, why are they given their God three different names? That could very well be a trinity. Just throwing that out there as well. Also, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob could be a trinity. The very word Israel could be a trinity. Isis, I-S for the goddess Isis. Ra, the sun god, and El, the Almighty. El is short for Zeus, folks, whether you understand that or not. Okay? Decrees and laws, and you will live and increase, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. For I command you today to love the Lord your God. He commands you to love him. Look, if you look at it at a point that you are a creation of the Spirit, then it becomes more clear to you that you're not the flesh, and the flesh is a trap. The flesh suit is a soul trap, and that's why the Spirit is telling you that you're a spiritual being, Israel. Look, it tells you here, 15:45 Corinthians. Let's see. So it is written, the first man, Adam, became a living being, the last Adam, a life-giving spirit. You see, people ask, why would God, the Supreme Spirit, allow that man to come, the first man, Adam, to come inside of the garden and lay down with Eve, knowing that he was evil and that he would do that? Why wouldn't the Spirit protect Adam? Well, my personal theology, my personal understanding, and what I believe, I don't know, but what I believe is he did that. And the Bible contradicts what I'm going to share with you, okay? The Bible's opposite of this. But he put Adam and Eve in that garden and put his spirit on them because they were life-giving spirits. So what's that telling you? That in the garden, before they ate the apple, they didn't know of their nakedness. They didn't know anything. They didn't know any good. They didn't know any evil. They were just present. They were aware. Okay? So now the first man, Adam, was a living being. Okay? It's flesh. It's a soul inside of a flesh suit, but it has no spirit. The last Adam is the life-giving spirit. So God knew that Adam and Eve would fall. If he's omnipotent, he's always all-knowing, all-present, then he knew that Adam and Eve were going to fall. Then that means that it was a plan. It had to have been planned of their fall in order to put his spirit back in the system. He knew that the first man, Adam, the Satan, Jesus Christ, the first man, Adam, here is Jesus Christ, all right? The last one is a life-giving spirit. This one here, the second one, would be Yeshua, because there's two Adams, duality. One Adam is good, the other is bad. It's that simple. Duality exists. So you are spiritual beings. The spirit did not come first. The spirit here, the second man, did not come first, but the natural. And after that, the spiritual. So the natural man here is flesh. That's what it means. Natural are supernatural, and supernatural is magic. Because that man that's created on the sixth day in an image is a mage. He's a magistrate. He is a magi. He is a magic man. Nobody does it better. But if your heart turns away and you are not obedient, the God of Israel, who's one God, and if you are drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, which is what Israel has done, I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. Okay? You are going to be destroyed just like the Gentiles are going to be destroyed if you are going to engage in the pagan worship. Look, listen, Christians. Listen, atheists. I kill atheists with this analogy. Atheists tell you all day long they don't believe in God. They don't believe in God. So then why do atheists participate in the ritual of Christmas? Huh? Yeah. Go ask an atheist that. Someone tells you you're an atheist, you say, oh, you're an atheist, huh? Well, do you celebrate Christmas? They're going to tell you, well, yeah, I kind of do. That's what this plane of existence does. Everybody celebrates Christmas. It's the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you ask them then, hey, okay, so you engage in Christmas. Okay, well, when you engage in Christmas, then what are you doing? You're engaging in a show, a story, a fable about a fat man in a red suit coming down a chimney through fire to bring you gifts if you've been naughty or nice. And Santa's anagram is Satan, and that ties Jesus and Satan once again in with one another. And atheists and Christians and everyone alike as a nation all lie to your children about this fat fucking pig coming down a chimney to bring you presents. You are indoctrinating your children. The children believe in Santa Claus, and then later they find out that Santa Claus doesn't exist, and then that makes it that much more harder for anybody to understand or ever again believe in something that they can't see. It's a trick, folks. They do this shit on purpose, and all of you are in violation. You're in a hive, all of you performing in this ritual about a dead man on a cross. I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witness against you, that I have set before you your life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God, the Lord Yahweh, your God, Elohim. Listen to his voice and hold fast to him, for the Lord is your life, and he will give you many years in the land he swore to give to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that will come to a close of Deuteronomy chapter 30. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth. Listen, if you're an atheist, I just want to teach. I'm so bitter with you guys because you're condescending, you're arrogant, you have egos the size of the state you live in, and that will condemn you. Now, will it condemn you to a fire? I don't know. I've read all 5 books of Moses right now, and never once have I read anything about a lake of fire thus far. So we're getting on through it, man. This project here is no easy project. This is a long, ongoing project to make sure that no one can ever say to me again that I have to read all the scriptures. So we'll be rolling in to Deuteronomy chapter 31 in our next lesson. Peace, glory, praise, compassion, truth, tenderness, a blanket of emotional love be wrapped around you from the Spirit of truth, so that you can know and walk in that truth and stand a righteous life before him. This is White Raptor News Ministries.